The expressions to learn in this unit are, for example, the common questions that you do when you go to the supermarket or market to buy some groceries. For example, what do we need from the store? And we have the following two questions. What do we know? What do we need to buy? And we say we need some apples, or we can say we need to buy some water. Or you can answer if you don't need anything, you have to say we don't need anything. So it is important that you practice these expressions for the usage and for all the practice activities that you are doing. Then also we have what is on our shopping list. What is on our shopping list? So according to your shopping list, you have to say what exactly do you need. Then we have, do we need eggs? Do we need any apples? Do we need to buy soup? Should we get some milk? So be careful the type of questions that you ask, and you get along with the answers. No, we have some. Do we need eggs? No, we have some. Yes, we should buy some. For example, should we get some milk? So the correct you have to say, yes, we should buy some. Do we need to buy soup? You can say, yes, we need to buy some. Okay, you can use some, right? Is there any bread? This is in the case of using the use of there is, but in question, and you have to say, is there any bread? Are there, for plural, any noodles? Do we have any rice? So, is there any bread? Look in the drawer. Look in the drawer es como ver a la cena la que hay en la cocina, okay? So, there are in the drawer. You answer like this, there are in the drawer. Why they have to answer there are? Because we are using are there any noodles? So we are using plural form. So we have to check that is it singular the question or plural form. And do we have any rice? And you can answer check the drawer. Okay, so are important, very important these expressions for the dialogues, for the use of the expressions when you are speaking or when you are answering written questions. Okay. Words to learn in this media are number 1, mop, 2, soap, 3, toothbrush, 4, donut, 5, vegetable, 6, toilet paper, 7, sandwich, 8, meat. Practice this vocabulary, please. Also, we have here other uh, part of expressions that we have to practice and when we are talking with another partner. For example, the questions that we have in this chart and the responses have to be according to the questions. So number 1, if we say, where do you buy, for example, you can say, where do you buy cheese? So you can say, I usually go to the convenience store, or you can say, I go to the market, right? So you can answer according to the question. Then for prices, when we are asking prices, we have to say how much does for example, here in the 3 points, we can say how much does the cheese cost? And you can answer it cost $2.50, $2.50 it cost. Or only you can say it's $1.80. So when you have this particular question like how much, it means that the person is asking for prices, okay? Then we have another way to ask about prices when they are plural. This is for the prices in singular. And the second part is for the prices in plural. So we have to say how much do the tomato cost, for example. How much do the tomatoes cost? So you have to answer they cost $6.40. Or you can say they cost, or you can say they're 3.10 each dollar. Okay, so you can reply saying they cost or they are using the verb be, the form of verb be. And in the verb be, you have to say each. When you have to say each tomato, for example, cada tomate. From this unit, we're going to study about count nouns versus non-count noun. In this part, we have the affirmative examples for count nouns or countable nouns. And one of the examples is I need a basket, I need an egg. For affirmative, also I can say I want to buy I want to buy a sandwich. And for the plural form, we can say you can buy two sandwiches. You can buy a few sandwiches. So we can use numbers or quantifiers like a few, some, many, a lot of. That is for the affirmative statements, so singular form and plural form. In the case of negative, we have to use the auxiliary don't, and I can use a verb. And for example, I don't have a toothbrush. I don't have an onion. Remember, when we have a vowel before the indefinite article, we have to say an onion. That is for singular. And the plural form, let's see, that we also said in the negative, I don't want, so we use the same auxiliary don't. I don't want, we use numbers or quantifiers, and we can say I don't want two oranges, or I don't want any oranges, or I don't want many donuts, I don't want a lot of donuts. As you can see, a lot of and some, a lot of, sorry, we can use in both for plural affirmative and for plural negative. In the case of some, we can see that we use it for plural form and the count nouns. And then if we move on the non-count nouns, if we move in this part, los no contables, and the affirmative form, also we can use some, and we can say, give me some ham, or give me a little cheese, or give me a lot of cheese when I want enough cheese. But it's not necessary that we use a number here because it's non-count noun. And when we have liquid, food, gases, or any type of food, we need to use a measure, a unit of measure, sorry. A unit of measure, for example, cheese, we count cheese in pound or kilos. So if I want to say a specific quantity or quantity of cheese, I have to say, give me 2 kilos of cheese. 2 kilos of cheese. Okay? But you're not going to say, give me 2 cheese. It's not correct. That is for affirmative non-count nouns. And the negative form, we say, she doesn't drink any milk. She doesn't drink much milk. Or she doesn't drink. We are using he. Here we are using doesn't because we are using the third person singular she. That's why we have to say she doesn't drink a lot of tea or milk. This is for liquid. As you can see, we are using quantifier for non-count nouns. Any, much, a lot of. Also, you have to check this usage note. That is the use of there is, there are. For count nouns, we use, for the singular form, we use there is. And for count nouns and the plural form, we use there are. For example, if we are using one of these words, this vocabulary that we have in the count nouns, we can say there is an onion. There is an onion on the fridge, for example. Or we can say there are many onions in my fridge or in the fridge. There are many. Or I can say there are 2 onions or there are 3 oranges or there are some sandwiches for the patty, for example. And also in the usage note, we have there is water on the table. It's when we say hay agua sobre la mesa. Okay. También para la forma non-count noun, we can use there is. Okay, there is milk on the table. There is orange juice in the fridge. There are 4 students in my class, mean that is the plural form when we are using the number, the specific number. And we have to say there are 40 students in my class. I hope that you understand this explanation about the use of count nouns versus non-count noun and get clear with the difference between count nouns and non-count nouns. For the use of plural count nouns, we are going to study here some noun ending. For example, when we have noun ending letter S, SH, CH, X, and Z, we have to add ES and we have to say buses, foxes. With the noun ending in Y, we have to change letter Y to letter I and we have to say cities, ladies. Then we have plural nouns, regular plural nouns that ending in letter O. We have to add ES and we have the cases potatoes, tomatoes, but in this case photos is an exception and we have to add only S. For others nouns, we have to add only the letter S at the end and we have to pluralize to say mops, donuts. In the case of irregular plurals, we have to say tooth, teeth, man, men, child, children, and other irregulars that we're going to learn later on. Okay, so the pronunciation also is important. And this example that we have, Bob has many friends. There are 12 months in a year, month. Then, in the case of classes, we have to sound like this, classes. The island has difficult beaches. We have to sound is at the end.